So Stadia is kicking off August with 6 new pro games and more game trials. We have plenty to talk about. We're going to just dive straight into it with our first pro game, Saints Row the Third Remastered. And of course, a game like this, I don't feel like I need to tell you what it's all about. I mean, it's an over-the-top open world GTA-like type of title, but for those unfamiliar with the franchise, the remastered version here does come with enhanced graphics, better lighting, better visual effects, and there's going to be a lot more to it. Also, if you're new to the franchise, this is really a great opportunity to jump in here before the newest Saints Row drops in less than 1 month, which from all accounts, from what I'm seeing, the game won't be as over the top as this one, and it's going to have a more serious tone to it, but it's still going to look, or at least it looks like it's going to be a pretty good game with a little bit of the Saints Row goofiness sprinkled in. But either way, guys, this Saints Row Remastered game here it's a fun game, and you're able to play with a friend online on Stadia, and it's just a really fun title. It's just really insane. You guys will see what I mean. Our next game here is Monster Jam Steel Titans 2, and this brings you into the world of monster trucks, and there's quite a bit to do in this game with 38 trucks to play with and unlock, a full-blown open world that has you uncovering objects throughout it. There's different career modes that you guys can compete in, and you'll be obviously uncovering even more monster trucks throughout that process. The game also features 12 stadiums and plenty of multiplayer options. Jumping to our next game, Kaliko, here you're tasked to rebuild the town's cat cafe by doing it with filling it with decorations, pastries, and a lot more. But when you're not doing that, you can befriend the town's animals, the lot of animals that they have, and you can add them to your party. They'll listen to your commands. There's plenty of mini games in this game and lots of quests that you'll be taking on. It's clear that this game's a nice casual simulation title, and it's meant for an audience that would, well, pretty much be into this type of game. For the record though, I do want to say the game comes with over 2,000 very positive user reviews, so the game is very much well liked. Alright, our next game here is Shantae Half a Genie Hero Ultimate Edition. This is a platformer indie title, and in my opinion, it's one of the better Shantae titles, one of the more up-to-date titles. It has really awesome looking visuals, some really fun gameplay, some really big bosses you'll be taking down, and if you haven't really experienced this franchise yet, I think this is going to be a great introduction into it. Our next game here is Murder by Numbers. This is a visual novel game that has you on an investigation solving an actress's boss who ends up dead just minutes after he fires her. You'll be teaming up with Scout, a unique robot who was thrown away after a mysterious incident. So if you're into story-based games, you'll like puzzles, this one's definitely going to get your attention. And finally, another story-based game, and the last game for pro here is Welcome to Elk. Only the stories told in this game are actually all based on true life stories. Here you play as Frigg, a young character who arrives in Elk but worries the town is slow and boring, but discovers there's tons of interesting stories around the town. You'll be meeting lots of eccentric characters, following their ups and downs, playing really unique mini games not seen anywhere else, and you'll be kind of soaking in the atmosphere of this game. And it's honestly a very unique game. I personally really enjoy the art style of this one, and it's one of those games on the surface that seems a little odd, but if you're into storytelling, deep storytelling, I think you're really going to enjoy this title. And that brings now another 6 total pro games added to all of Stadia Pro, and I have to say it's not a bad month. There's kind of a game for everyone here, and I love seeing how Stadia Pro continues to expand, so good stuff all around. With that, guys, we're not done with the game news. There was one game that was shown in the Stadia blog post that quickly got taken down. It's called, and I have no idea how to pronounce it, it's the Dungeon of Helbeck, and it's a tactical RPG, but one key element of this game is that it's meant to be a fun/funny adventure game, but it still takes its gameplay pretty serious, with the funny parts having kind of like the characters cursing at each other, or you're going to hear lots of dirty jokes, and routinely the game really does break the fourth wall, so it's very different in that sense. But otherwise, you play 7 game characters who pretty much complement each other's skills as you level them. You have the classic characters of the ranger, elf, the dwarf magician, and a lot more. You'll have about 100 enemies that you'll be taking on, or 100 different enemies, lots of big boss battles, hidden and destructive objects throughout the environment. There's going to be lots of dungeon diving, and you're going to be doing lots of side quests, including the very big main quest. The game is very, very much well loved and comes with close to about 5,000 very positive user reviews, but since Stadia did take down the graphic, I'm not exactly sure when this game is coming and how it's going to be coming. I think this would have been an insanely good pro game, but either way, this will end up being a game I do recommend to you when we do get the actual official announcement, and especially if you're a fan of turn-based RPGs, it looks like it's a really fantastic game. With that, guys, we're going to hit on some more quick Stadia game news. In today's blog post, this awesome awesome graphic was shown with FIFA 22, and it's got its crossplay modes, and it has what I've previously mentioned in a video before, was that the online friendlies and the FUT play will be in the mix for crossplay, but also you get a breakdown of who crossplay will be available with as in the platform. So I wanted to go ahead and show this graphic up on the screen for all of you who are interested in FIFA. Then today, Stadia has announced 17 more game trials, with Farming Simulator 22 with a 3-hour trial, Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4, and then Steam World Heist. I think it's extremely impressive. We're almost up to pretty much 120 games now, and I think this is just amazing stuff. Then from July 28th to August 1st, there's going to be some free play days for Wavetail. I think this is a very, very underrated indie title, and I think you guys should be checking that out, especially since it's free and you pretty much have nothing to lose. With that, guys, click the video on the top left for the games coming for 2022 and 2023 for Stadia. And as always, I'll see you guys in the clouds.